The 2025 Six Nations marked a historic turning point for Northern Hemisphere rugby. For the first time since the championship's inception, the competition broke through the 100-try barrier, finishing with an astonishing 108 tries across just 15 matches. It was a figure that not only shattered previous records but also hinted at a broader transformation within the sport. 12 months later, the 2026 edition did not just match that achievement, it surpassed it. The tournament concluded with a breathtaking Super Saturday that delivered 29 tries in a single day, the highest ever recorded in championship history. With records tumbling in consecutive seasons and by such dramatic margins, a fundamental question has emerged: are defensive systems collapsing, or are attacking strategies simply evolving faster than ever before? A statistical explosion. The numbers alone tell a compelling story. In 2025, the Six Nations produced 829 points, the highest total ever recorded in the competition. That equated to an average of 55 points per game and roughly 7 tries per match, figures that would have been unthinkable just a decade earlier, yet 2026 pushed those boundaries even further. Matches became higher scoring, more open, and increasingly unpredictable. One standout fixture between France National Rugby Union Team and England National Rugby Union Team produced the highest aggregate score in their long-standing rivalry, which spans more than a century of encounters. Similarly, Scotland National Rugby Union Team's remarkable 50-40 victory over France in Round 4 set a new benchmark for the highest combined score between those two nations. These are not isolated anomalies, they are part of a consistent upward trend in scoring. At first glance, such figures appear to support the argument that defensive standards have declined. However, a closer examination suggests a more nuanced reality: the myth of defensive collapse. If defense were truly in decline, one would expect to see widespread statistical evidence across all teams. Yet that is not the case. France, for example, conceded just 19 tries throughout the 2026 tournament and still maintained one of the strongest defensive records among title contenders. This is not indicative of a team struggling defensively. Rather, it highlights how even well-organized defensive systems can be exposed in a high-tempo, attack-driven environment. Isolated errors, missed tackles, misaligned defensive lines, or breakdown inefficiencies, are now punished more severely than ever before. To understand the contrast, it is useful to look back at the benchmark defensive side of the modern era, the 2023 Ireland team under Andy Farrell. That side conceded just 6 tries across 5 matches, an extraordinary achievement that required near-perfect execution in every phase of play. Their defensive success was built on total system cohesion, exceptional ruck speed control, and relentless organization. However, even Ireland have struggled to replicate that level of dominance in the current attacking landscape. By 2026, they conceded 36 points in a single match against France, evidence that the environment has fundamentally changed. The lesson here is clear: the Ireland model was not just excellent, it was exceptional. Expecting teams to replicate it consistently in today's game is unrealistic. Solving the Blitz defense. The more convincing explanation for the surge in scoring lies in the evolution of attacking systems. For much of the past decade, the Blitz defense dominated international rugby. This system, characterized by a fast-rising defensive line designed to close down space and force errors, was highly effective in a game built around territory and physical collisions. Teams like Ireland and England perfected this approach in the early 2020s, using it to suffocate opposition attacks and control matches. But rugby, like all sports, evolves, and what was once a strength can quickly become a vulnerability. The Blitz defense has now been effectively solved. Modern attacking systems, particularly those employed by France, have adapted to exploit the very principles that made the Blitz so effective. When a defensive line rushes forward aggressively, it inevitably leaves space behind and around it. France have built an attacking structure designed to access that space with precision and speed. By moving the ball quickly across the width of the field and maintaining high tempo, they force defenders into difficult decisions. The result is a series of one-on-one situations on the edges, where pace and skill can be maximized. This is not accidental, it is systemic. France's attacking blueprint. France have become the leading exponents of this new attacking philosophy. Their ability to consistently create and exploit space has redefined what is possible in international rugby. central to this approach is the integration of powerful forwards into attacking sequences from the very first phase. By using wider lineouts and deploying ball-carrying forwards in the defensive fringe, France can generate momentum before the Blitz defense has time to organize itself. The result is a cascading effect. Once the defensive line is destabilized, the ball is moved rapidly to the edges, where wingers can capitalize. An O player exemplifies this better than Louis Bielle-Biarrey. In the 2026 Six Nations, he scored 9 tries, setting a new individual record for the competition. This followed an already remarkable 2025 campaign, where he recorded 12 try involvements. When a winger begins to break records that have stood for over a century, and does so in consecutive seasons, it is not merely a reflection of individual brilliance. It is evidence of a system designed to produce scoring opportunities at scale. France's tally of 30 tries in both the 2025 and 2026 tournaments further reinforces this point. They are not just scoring more, they are doing so with consistency and intent. Scotland's high-tempo revolution. While France have led the way, Scotland national rugby union team have also embraced a similar attacking philosophy, albeit with their own distinct approach. Under their current system, Scotland have prioritized tempo, width, and ambition. Rather than attempting to control matches through defense, they aim to outscore their opponents. Their victory over France in 2026 is a prime example. By maintaining a relentless attacking tempo, Scotland were able to overwhelm one of the tournament's strongest teams. This approach represents a broader shift in rugby strategy. If defensive systems can no longer guarantee control, then the logical alternative is to maximize attacking output. Scotland have recognized this and adapted accordingly. Italy's contribution to the trend. Another important factor in the rise of try scoring is the improvement of Italy national rugby union team. Historically, Italy have struggled in the Six Nations, often suffering heavy defeats that contributed to lower overall competitiveness. However, in recent years, they have made significant progress. Their average losing margin has decreased dramatically, and they have begun to secure notable victories, including a historic win over England in 2026. As Italy have become more competitive, matches involving them have become more balanced. Instead of one-sided contests with limited scoring, these games now feature tries from both teams. This shift has had a direct impact on overall tournament statistics. More competitive matches mean more attacking opportunities, and more tries. The role of tempo and law changes beyond tactical evolution. Structural changes in the game have also played a role. Ball-in-play time has increased significantly, driven by efforts from World Rugby to speed up the game. Referees are now stricter in managing breakdown delays, scrum resets, and time wasting. The result is a faster, more continuous style of play. More time with the ball in play naturally leads to more attacking phases. More phases create more opportunities for defensive errors, and more chances to score. As Sean Edwards, one of the most respected defensive coaches in the game, has noted, the modern environment makes it almost impossible to maintain the defensive standards of previous eras. In his view, this evolution is ultimately positive for the sport. Higher scoring games are more entertaining, more engaging, and more accessible to new audiences. The verdict after 2 consecutive years of record-breaking tournaments, the conclusion is clear: attacking rugby has evolved faster than defensive systems can currently adapt. This does not mean that defense is failing. Rather, it is being challenged in new and complex ways. The Blitz defense, once the dominant paradigm, is being systematically dismantled by teams that understand how to exploit its weaknesses. At the same time, improvements in team competitiveness, particularly from Italy, and structural changes to the game have amplified the effect. Defensive coaches now face a significant challenge. They must develop new systems capable of countering these advanced attacking strategies while operating within a faster, more demanding game environment. The next phase of rugby's evolution will likely see the emergence of a new defensive model, a counter to the current attacking revolution. Until then, one thing is certain: the records will continue to fall.